How's it going, guys? It's C-Rad from C-RadTV, back with another video. So, of course, it is time for the December edition of Detroit Red Wings Monthly. So, like Pistons Monthly, Red Wings Monthly, we'll go through all the stats, see how the team did, how all the players did, and yeah, what can be improved on, what was good, what was bad, and improvements and whatnot. But yeah, so yeah, enough of that. Let's just go right ahead and let's see how the Red Wings did this December. So the month of December, it was a brutal month for the Red Wings in December. The Red Wings as a whole went 4-8-4 for 12 points. In the month of December, they entered the month of January with a 15-19-7 record with 37 points, near the bottom of the Atlantic Division. Entering the month of January, the Red Wings are 1-6-3 in their last 10, and enter on a 5-game losing streak. So of their 4 wins, they consisted of wins against Boston, Toronto, the LA Kings, and Carolina. But overall, as a whole, the Red Wings had 43 goals in 16 games in the month of December, averaging around 2.7 goals a game. The Red Wings gave up 57 goals a game in the month of December, averaging 3.6 goals a game. The Red Wings only had 432 shots on goal, which averaged around 27 shots a game. The Red Wings also had 348 hits in December, averaging around 21.8 hits a game. In terms of special teams, the Red Wings power play was 5 for 36 in December, averaging around 13.9%. The penalty kill was 32 for 43, averaging around 74.4%. So, power play and penalty kill gotta improve. We gotta be able to kill off the penalties. Gotta stop taking so many. We gotta take advantage of the man advantage. Gotta get better. In terms of face-offs, the Red Wings were 506 for 997 for a percentage of 50.8%. So we gotta win those face-offs, especially in the opposing team zone. We gotta get better as a whole. The numbers don't lie. The Red Wings played of course, they played one of the worst teams in the league in December. This Red Wings team has been very inconsistent. They've had a bunch of close one-goal games, but there was a number of games where they got completely manhandled. So, Red Wings, there's a lot of improvement to be made entering January, and we're also entering the halfway point of the season. So, the Red Wings got a lot to do in the second half if they want to be a contender. In terms of our goaltending, Jimmy Howard in the month of December, he played in 8 games, went 2-3-2, but one of those games, Howard went in relief of Jonathan Bernier in a 6-2 loss to Washington. So yeah, 2-3-2. Jimmy Howard gave up 21 goals in 8 games, with a goals against average of 2.63. In terms of saves, Howard had stopped 227 of 248 shots in December with a save percentage of .915. So Howard didn't do too bad, but I think there's always room for improvement. I think he can do a lot better than that. Maybe get some shutouts in there too. Howard isn't a goalie that normally gets many shutouts. I think the best he's ever did in the season was 6 shutouts. I think that was 2012, but that was it. We can't always depend on Howard to stand on his head all the time. Because a lot of the games Howard was facing almost over 40 shots a game. So defense has to get better. They've got to block shots, generate turnovers. We can't always depend on Howard standing on his head all the time. So continuing on to our backup, Jonathan Bernier, he played in 8 games, went 2-4-2. He gave up 25 goals with a goals against average of 3.13. Bernier stopped 212 out of 237 shots for a save percentage of .895. Honestly, I've never really liked Bernier. He's always been not that good. He's been meh, at best mediocre. He's been mainly trash. Honestly, I think we honestly need a better backup goalie. We got the Red Wings got a lot of goalies in the farm system, and as prospects. We all know Bernier was on a short-term lease because he only signed a 2-year deal. So Bernier, though, if he wants to stay in Detroit, he's got to step it up. Plain and simple. In terms of the player stats, so overall, I'll go through each player that got a point and how many they got. So we had Gustav Nyquist. He had 7 goals and 9 assists in the month of December for 15 points. So Nyquist has been a solid contributor to the Red Wings. Dylan Larkin had 8 goals and 10 assists for 18 points in the month of December. Tyler Bertuzzi had only 1 goal and 5 assists for 6 points. Part of that was because Bertuzzi had to serve a suspension because he tried to kill somebody. He plays exactly like his Uncle Todd. Like uncle, like nephew. Franz Nielsen, he had 7 goals and 3 assists for 10 points. He missed a couple games with injury, but came back. Justin Abelkader only had 1 goal and 5 assists for 6 points. Danny DeKaiser on the D had only 1 assist in the month of December, so DeKaiser really has to start stepping up. Mike Green only had 1 goal and 2 assists in the month of December. A part of that is because he's been out most of the month with a lower body injury. But even when he was in, he was producing at a solid rate. Nicholas Cronwall, he had 2 goals and 7 assists in the month of December for 9 points. A solid contributor on the D. Michael Rasmussen, he had 1 goal and 3 assists in the month of December for 4 points. So he's got to start producing. Well, he's on the 3rd and 4th line. Not much you can really do there, but he could still produce better. Andre Athanasiou had a pretty down month in production. Only had 2 goals and 4 assists. So he really has to get going because he's one of the corner pieces for the Red Wings. So he has to really step up. Had a rough month. Luke Witkowski, he had 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points. Jonathan Erickson, he had only 2 goals the entire month. Luke Glendening, he had 2 goals, 2 assists. He was bound an injury most of the month. Thomas Vanek, he had 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. So he's been a solid contributor too. He missed part of the month with an injury. Jacob De La Rose, he had 1 goal and 2 assists. So he's been a solid contributor. Martin Furyk, he only had 2 assists throughout the month. Christopher Ain, he only had a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. He's been out most of the month with an injury. Nick Jensen, he had only 4 assists. He's been out for most of the month too with injuries. Part of the Red Wings have been plagued with injuries left, right, and center. Trevor Daley only had 1 goal. He was plagued with an injury. Philippe Hronek, he only had 1 goal. He's also been subbed in and out. And he had Wade Megan, who only had 1 assist. So yeah, those are all the players that had produced for the Red Wings throughout the month. One player that didn't produce was Anthony Mantha. He was out the entire month with injuries. And he still is out entering January. So yeah, one of our top contributors is out. But yeah, overall, that is how the Red Wings did in the month of December. So yeah, we now enter the second half of the season. And January, it's also another brutal month. And they don't have that many games in January because the end of the rest of the month, the final bit of the month will be the All-Star break because we're closing in on the All-Star game. But for the Red Wings, in terms of who they have in January, they got 2 games against Calgary. They got to play Nashville. They got to play Winnipeg. Got to play Washington again and Montreal. Montreal, of course, still in contention for a wild card spot. You also got Anaheim in there along with Edmonton. We play a majority of the Canadian teams in January. We end the month of January on a 3-game trip out west against Calgary, Vancouver, and Edmonton. But, so yeah, it's going to be a tough month. tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be not that easy to get some wins. But yeah, if the Red Wings want to get back to the promised land, they gotta start getting points. But yeah, I think that does it here for the December edition of Detroit Red Wings Monthly. I'm in C-Rad from C-RadTV. That's all I gotta say. I think I covered everything about the team. Like, the Red Wings just gotta get better defensively. I think offensively we're doing a decent job. I think we can do better, get more goals. You know, defense really has to improve. Honestly, in terms of the NHL draft, I'm saying we need to look at a defenseman. You know, get a blue liner to help us out. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hoping that was a great day. I'll see all yous back here in January, at the end of January. But yeah, peace out.